So in Discord, I told you guys to ask me some high quality questions, and these are some of the questions I got. How do you seduce a woman at first? Do you have to give her some attention? Because I've been completely just acting like I don't give a fuck, but it doesn't seem to work. I could tell the girl is cute and shit from the start. I get her number. Okay, so what I'm hearing is, that wasn't really enough information, but what I'm hearing is you are getting the girl's number, you're talking to her, but now you don't know how to seduce her because you're acting like you don't give a fuck. Are you just acting like you don't give a fuck? Do you give a fuck? The easiest thing you could do is simply ask questions. That's how you show you give a fuck in the right way. That's how you show you're giving attention in the right way. And you're not over pursuing, you're not chasing her, you're not asking these dumb things. You're actually asking high quality, genuine questions to get to know the person, get to know the girl, get to know what she values, get to know all these other things that she's interested in, and just get her talking. I was on a podcast with Bad Boy Prince, and he told me sometimes these girls on dates with him, he'd just be asking them questions, controlling the conversation, which is what you should be doing. And the girls on that date don't know anything about him. And that's exactly how it should be. And I've had dates like that as well, where I'm just asking the girls high quality questions and I just get them to talk and talk and talk and talk, because women love talking about themselves. It's that simple. People love talking about themselves in general. This is like the number rule of sales, is whoever controls the conversation is asking the questions. It's that simple. So throughout the dates, I'm literally just asking good quality questions. I'm getting them to talk. I'm like, oh my God, okay, interesting. You know, tell me more. You know, I'm just making them talk more about themselves. What it does is it opens the girl up. It makes her trust you. It makes her feel heard and understood, which is an extremely important part of seduction, is knowing that the guy can listen. I think that's a really attractive thing when females know that a guy can just listen. He doesn't talk much, but he's just listening. He's a really good listener. Women love it. It's a very simple thing. Once you understand that, it's very simple. All you have to do is get her talking. That's it. Ask her good quality questions, be playful, touching, kissing, and obviously the steps lead farther and farther and farther. And of course, there's always 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You know, you could be kissing her, you try taking off her clothes, and then she kind of tries putting it back on. It's okay. You know, you move back, you keep walking, you keep talking, take baby steps. That's part of seduction. I have a whole podcast on from the beginning of when you're talking to a girl for the first time, getting her number, all the way to getting in bed with her and having sex with her. I have a full podcast, Secrets to Seduction podcast. I'll link it down below and you guys could listen to it and you guys could hear all about it. And it's one actually my favorite podcast, and that's one of the best podcasts I have on Alpha's Online Club. Another guy asked me, Logan, why don't you believe in marriage? Is this something in regards to legality, risk, or divorce? What do you believe for yourself instead? For me, marriage, especially in the United States and especially in California, you're dumb as fuck, plain and simple. If you're a dude and you're getting married in California, you don't have a prenup or some shit, yeah, you're dumb as fuck. Logically, it doesn't make sense for me to get married, especially one, I'm not even at the age of thinking about it, still focused on hanging out, having fun, hooking up with girls. Like, I'm not focused on settling down, and I see myself in the future having, you know, multiple girlfriends for the rest of my life. I don't see me talking to one girl, just because I don't think it's as effective as having multiple girls. If, yeah, I have a main chick, whatever, I'm still not going to get married to her. It's that simple, especially in the United States. Like, why the fuck do I have to sign all these papers? Why do I have to get daddy government involved? Any single time you get the government involved, you get fucked. Anytime the government is involved, they somehow ruin everything. And marriage, it's not supposed to be a contract. It's not supposed to be a legal thing, but it is now, because that's how people make money. They find a way to make money off marriage and divorce. So that's the whole purpose. It's a money-making thing. It's, oh yes, let's get you married, let's do all these things so we can make money, you know, have a huge wedding, all these people, buy all this shit. Then we're gonna start influencing bad behavior, and then you guys get divorced, and then we make money again. So it's perfect for them, right? I'm not gonna do that shit. Fuck no, I'm not retarded. I'm not gonna fucking play games with these people. No, I'm not gonna get married, especially in the United States, especially in California. There's no reason to me. There's no logistical reason why you would want to get married at all. And I see dudes in the military as well. They're getting married for the benefits, because you get extra pay. There's no woman more beautiful than my freedom. If I wanna go have sex with another girl, or if I wanna go do whatever I wanna do in life, I should not be held by a little fucking piece of paper or a contract or a ring. I should be able to do whatever the fuck I wanna do whenever I wanna do it. That's my beliefs, and a lot of people disagree with those belief systems, but hey, you'll see, at the end of the day, it's the most logical and smartest thing to do to not get married. There's no reason to get married. And like Andrew and Tristan Tate say, they just fucking point at a girl, boom, you're my wife. Boom, you're my wife.
Pump, bump, bump. You got a sister, bitch? Bump.
Boom, you're my girlfriend. That's it. That's all you have to do. Like, you don't have to fucking go all this paperwork. You have to buy him a ring. You have to do all these things. Like, no, you don't have to do all that shit, dude. It's retarded. Another person said, what is some entrepreneurial advice you'd give to a sophomore in high school? Well, are you starting your own business? Are you doing sales? Are you just trying to make money? Are you trying to hustle? Honestly, biggest thing is have a goal. Set a goal for yourself, a goal of what you want to do. Figure out how much funding that goal needs. So let's say I want to start a business. Okay, cool. This business is going to need me to buy a computer for editing, making videos. I need a camera, all this shit, right? So figure out out what you need, figure out how to make money for those things that you're gonna need, and then figure out a game plan of what kind of content you're gonna make and all these other things. Or if you're not gonna make content, figure out how the fuck you're gonna follow throughout that goal. Find other people who have that same mindset, find people who have already done that, talk to people who've already done that. That's the biggest thing. I've learned so much from people who've already done things. Do not go ask your fucking teachers on how to start a business. Do not ask your teachers, especially if they don't have one or they never started one. There's no point to be asking these people if they've never done it. They're just gonna give you shitty ass advice. Same thing with asking women on how to get girls. They're just gonna give you shitty ass advice. So do not do that. Ask dudes who get the girls on how to get girls. It's that simple. Best piece of advice for you is ask dudes who are already doing what you wanna do. So say you wanna start a clothing brand or whatever, watch dudes who already started it, talk to dudes who have already done it, and see what their opinion is or advice is for that, and see if they are successful at it as well. Someone said, what is the best way to make money online? Well, I think the best way is to find a need and find a way to fulfill that need. That's pretty much it. If you are really good at something, also find a skill that you're good at, right? Let's say you're good at talking to people. You're good at sales. And yeah, you can do sales in person, but what about over the phone sales? What if working for a guy and doing sales for that guy or a millionaire? Say for example, you see a small YouTuber or a pretty decent sized YouTuber, but you're good at sales. You reach out to that guy. Hey, I see that you have this product. I'd love to help you sell this product or service to other people in exchange for commission. Let's say you're good at editing videos or making videos. Hey, I see that you're trying to grow your channel, you're trying to grow your business, or you don't even have a channel for your business. I specialize in this stuff. I've done this before, and I can do this for you, right? And you offer to help make them videos and content in exchange for money. It's that simple. These people are definitely going to be willing to do it. Obviously, you do drop shipping. Obviously, there's plenty of things and plenty of ways to make money online. Just search it up, find what you're good at, and try little things. I've tried doing drop shipping. I've tried doing all these things, but what I found most successful is social media. That's how I've grown, and that's how I've made the most money, through social media. Another guy asked me, where are some good places to meet high quality girls? Well, one, figure out where do low quality girls hang out at. Parties, clubs, they're out at night. It's pretty simple. Okay, cool. So let's eliminate those things. Now, as a high quality person, what do you like to do? Do you like to work out? Do you like to go out to the grocery store, or do you like to go out to events that talk about self-improvement? Do you like to go to church? This is where high quality girls go. That's what's gonna happen. If you become a high quality person yourself, there will be more high quality women in your life, because like attracts like. So if you're struggling to find high quality women, and for some reason that's your only focus is to find high quality women, I think you need to focus on how can I find ways to make myself a higher quality dude. I think that is the biggest thing, a whole total mindset switch that allows you to, one, become a better person and help you find girls who are good girls. That's it. That's that simple. So where are you gonna find these good girls? Probably at church. Probably not gonna see them out that often. They're probably at home with their dad still. Okay, this is where all the virgin girls are at. Probably not in America. And if you are in America, like me, yeah, your chances of finding a high quality girl is pretty fucked. That's just the reality. At this age, I'm not super focused on looking for girls or high quality girls. If they come to me, they come to me, and I know what to do when they come to me. That's the biggest thing you guys should be focusing on, is when I come across these women, I'll know what to do when I see them. And that's exactly how it should be. You should not be searching for high quality women, but you don't even know how to interact with them. You don't even know how to be a high quality dude yourself. So that's the biggest thing. So another guy asked me, why does love and attachment often fade away in long-term relationships? For women, love fades away simply because they lose attraction and interest in their guy. Because obviously if you're living with a dude and the dude becomes complacent, he becomes weak, he becomes needy, obviously she is not going to respect him. And if she does not respect him, she cannot love him. That is the biggest thing, is respect comes before love. If she cannot respect the dude, she cannot love him. Look at Will Smith. Guy has zero self-respect for himself, aka that's why his wife does not respect him at all, and she cheats on him. And she's very open about cheating on him. And she's very open about having entanglements with him, and that's why she doesn't love him. Even though she says she loves him, you have to look at her actions. That simple. How to set good habits and routines for your work? Well, I'd say simply setting up a schedule, setting up a complete schedule on your calendar of what you're gonna do, what you need to finish, and that's pretty much it. I think that's the best thing you can do, and try to limit as much time and distractions as possible. Obviously, not getting on TikTok, not getting on YouTube for no fucking reason, and doing things like that. That is the most effective way to set up a good work habit. And basically, you're just following through what you say. So when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna fucking do it. If I say I'm gonna do 500 push-ups, I'm gonna do 500 push-ups. If I say I'm gonna do 100 pull-ups, I'm gonna do 100 pull-ups. When you say something, you have to follow what you say. If you say, man, I wanna punch a guy in the face, you have to punch him in the fucking face. That's it. You have to be 100% honest with yourself, and if you say you're gonna do something, you have to fucking do it. Doesn't matter if someone tells you to do it. Anyone can tell me to do anything, but if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I don't give a fuck. Even if someone tells me, you can't do that. Like, I don't give a fuck. I told myself I was gonna do it. Good or bad, bad consequences, I told myself I was gonna do it. I'm gonna follow through with my word, despite the consequences. I live that to an extreme. Whatever I say, I'm going to do, no matter what. Too many guys, they say something and then they don't follow through. It is what it is. It means that the word is worthless. If I say to a girl who disrespects me to leave, get the fuck out of my house, I don't wanna see you. I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, fine, I changed my mind, it's all right, you can stay. No matter how much I like the girl, no matter how much I love the girl, if she did something I did not like, she's going to leave since I told her to leave. It's that simple. Even though how much I like her and how much I might want her to stay, I told her and I told the universe and I told myself, I'm gonna kick that bitch out. That's it. She's leaving. If I might not see her again, it is what it is, despite the consequences. I said I was gonna do something and I'm gonna fucking do it. Even if you like or don't like it. I always do what's best for me, and at the end of the day, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. That's the best thing you guys can do, especially setting a calendar. It's basically writing what you're gonna do and following through with it. That's the biggest thing. Another guy said, how to prevent flaking. Well, the only way to prevent flaking is to make sure the girl is actually genuinely interested in going out with you, to make sure the girl is actually interested in hanging out with you. And when you set the date, is she excited? Is she interested? Does she sound like she really wants to go? And does she give you her address? Is she texting you? Is she calling you in between the days of going on a date with you? That's the best way to tell if she's gonna flake or not. I can tell if a girl's gonna flake or not instantly. I set the date no matter what though. So I set the date, I can tell if she wants to go on a date, I can tell if she's gonna follow through because she's gonna say maybe, I don't know. Okay, I'll let you know. And if she says, yeah, okay, I'm down. And then I'm all right, cool. This place, this time. Throughout that week, if I'm not hearing any texts or any interactions from her, I'm just gonna automatically assume the date's off. It is what it is. You know, if she's not reaching out to me even before the date, I'm gonna assume it's off. I already have a plan B, I already have 2 other girls I'm gonna be going out with either way. So it doesn't really fucking matter. Another guy said, setting healthy boundaries for your children as a father. So if you're the father, you obviously have to set healthy boundaries and you have to enforce them no matter what, because that's your word. If you say you don't like something, like AKA, you can't do this or that, then that's it. And if they try doing some stupid shit, then yeah, they're gonna have to accept the punishments and consequences. Even though you might not want to punish them, even though you don't want to hold them accountable because they're your kids, whatever reason, you have to do it. You said to them you're gonna do it, and basically you're doing yourself wrong and you're doing them wrong by lying to them, saying you're gonna do something but you don't do it. So basically setting healthy boundaries is telling what you like and don't like, and so they know. And if they do something that you don't like, then obviously they're gonna know right away that you don't like it, and if they do it again, they're gonna get fucked. That's pretty much it. It's not like women with setting healthy boundaries, because with women you just walk away. If it's your kids, you can't just fucking walk away from them. Obviously you have to fucking tell them, hey, this isn't cool. If you do this, I'm gonna take this shit away from you, and I'm gonna continue taking shit away from you, or I'm gonna make you do 100 fucking push-ups every single time you fuck up. It's pretty fucking simple. And honestly, at that day, it's gonna help them. If they fuck up, you take the Xbox away. If they fuck up, you're gonna make them do push-ups. Honestly, you're gonna help them out, honestly, because they're not gonna waste time on playing video games, and they're gonna become stronger after fucking up. So if they don't wanna be smart, they have to at least be strong, okay? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of me answering you guys' questions. Hopefully you guys learned some things. And if you guys wanna ask questions inside the Discord, make sure you guys go find a way to join the Discord. Basically, just DM me on Instagram, and I'll help you get into the Discord. My Instagram is at the Logan Duong, or at Alphas Only Club, or at Alphas Only Club 2.0. Trust me, I'll help you guys get into the Discord, or comment down below how you guys get into Discord, and I'll help you guys get into Discord. But it is an extremely private group chat, okay? We have a lot of pre-qualifications, and I make sure that there's no fucking feminists in there. I make sure that there's no fucking trolls in there, because I definitely do a lot of pre-qualification for these people, and that's the whole purpose of Alphas Only Club, to have a tight, trustworthy, exclusive community of men that you guys can actually trust, ask questions to. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys drop a like down below, comment, and if you haven't already, go listen to the fucking podcast and rate it 5 stars. I will see you guys next time.